Hello, hello, hello. Are we back? Everything working? Crazy stream. All right. I think I fixed it. I think I fixed it. It's another chat room to your grave. Okay. Everything's good to go. All right. I'll take questions. Any questions? Already signed in. Hello. What's AI? There we go. Got it. See if it works. Oh, there we go. It worked. It worked. Everything should be good now. All right. All right. I got everything working now. Hey, how's everybody doing? 50%? Oh, someone did a poll. Did someone? Oh, two votes. Hello, Boris. I finally got my stream working now. I wasn't connected to the YouTube when I had my OBS. It wasn't connected to YouTube. It was only going through OBS. So every time I stream, my video and audio was all messed up. Now it's working now. I got it working. I know what I did wrong. I won't be on too long though, because I already have been on for 30 minutes. Already been on for 30 minutes already. I talked about Apple. We talked about Spy. We talked about Qs. We talked about gold. So you have any questions? What do you think, Boris? You have any questions? Any charts? Any stocks you want to look at? I can do a few charts, but what I said earlier was that I think the overall stock market is probably due for a slowdown. I'm not sure if it's going to be a correction or a sell off or a dump, but a slowdown could be coming soon. We are green after hours, but that doesn't mean nothing. That really doesn't mean anything when you see Q's AI tech ETF trading sideways like this. So we're like kind of like this, like that. We're kind of like that trading sideways like this. And there's a weekly chart. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 9 weeks straight. We haven't really moved anywhere. The high is 636.50 to 599, and now we're in a low between that 599 636. We're at 613 on the Q's ETF. So I'm thinking we could start to slow down a little bit. on the SPY ETF, the Q ETF, and we'll know confirmation about are we going to slow down once Qs break the 599 area and we go below 588 to 599. That's going to be a confirmation that we're probably going to dip some, back down to the mid to high 500s for the Qs. That's going to be a confirmation for the Qs. SPY, check the SPY. People who follow the SPY ETFs, and the same thing for SPY. Let's see, 686 resistance right there, and we have here at the 661. So let's see. Let's go to Qs again. All right, Q and SPY. SPY actually looks better than Qs because SPY is at the top of the resistance where we're trading at. So SPY actually looks better than Qs. Kind of crazy, right? You would think that it would be the same chart, but it's not. It's not at all. SPY is actually at the top of the resistance, and Qs is having trouble right here at the top of resistance. But yeah, still a lot of selling for the SPY. We have 4 weeks red, but 2 green, and then a red week last week. So we're not there yet. We're not there yet for the stock market to say, oh, it's going to be a dump, oh, it's going to be a crash. A lot of people are making videos about that. It's annoying, right? The market is about to crash. The market is about to dump. It's over. Take all your money out. Sell, sell, sell. But there's no confirmation yet. I've been reading charts for 15 years now, and I've seen every single candlestick chart pattern you can think of, and I still don't see it yet. I still don't see it yet, but it is there for a possible slowdown because the daily chart does look like it may slow down right here. You can see right here, it's having trouble. Right here, it's having trouble right here. This area right here. Just delete this for a second, and you can see, it's a flat candlestick pattern right here, just going straight. It can't break this area right here. Up and down, up, down, down, up. It's everything is having trouble. And then we had that nasty red candlestick on Friday for almost a confirmation that the market is about to turn down on Friday. But let's see. Let's see. What what can show us confirmation is if we have a decent or a good week this week. If we have a decent or a good week this week, then all that talk about crash and a dump in the stock market is pretty much not going to come true if we have a good week this week. But not 75% chance that we could come down, but it's 25% chance that we could consolidate and go back up again. The 75% chance of going down is much much bigger than going up. So there is some concern there, of course. So you have to be careful. The best thing I think, when trading the stock market this week coming up, is don't be too bullish. Don't be too bullish when it comes to the stock market. Just be careful. If you want to buy because the market is going up, do it, you know, with a level head, right? A level head, certain level head, because it could come down at any moment. Just don't be too bullish. But how's everybody doing? How are you doing, Boris? How's everything? Any stock that you are trading? Any charts to recommend to look at? Anybody here? I saw some China news. I saw some news about the H200 chips. China don't want it. China said I don't want the chips now. But that could change. That could change. Right here, China is rejecting. NVIDIA H200 chips outfoxing US strategy. That's going to be an issue. It's going to be an issue. China has figured out the US strategy following. The China has figured out the US strategy for allowing it to buy NVIDIA Corp H200 and is rejecting the AI chip in favor of domestically developed semiconductors. We all knew that was going to happen. And here's some open door news right here. Trump 50-year mortgage could be a big winner with millennials. So yeah, that's the news for you right there. How's everybody doing though? We have 4 viewers here. What do y'all want to see? What chart do you want to see? We have 4 viewers. What do you want to see here? Just type it in the chat. What stock ticker you want to look at? SPY, Q, anything, any chart, penny stock, whatever. Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin too. Look at Bitcoin. What do I have it at? There's a Bitcoin for your crypto people out there. Crypto, you love crypto. There's your Bitcoin, 89,000. And Bitcoin is showing the same thing as the stock market, a possible slowdown. There's the weekly candlesticks for Bitcoin. And, this is what we're looking at. This is what we're looking at right here. There we are. See? Oracle. I'll get you Oracle in a second. I'll show you the Bitcoin chart real fast, and then we'll go to Oracle. As you can see, Bitcoin having the same problems as SPY, the Qs. It's kind of in a downtrend. And for Bitcoin to be back in an uptrend, we need to break the 95,000 right here. We need to break that 95,000 line right here to be back in an uptrend. And this is the weekly chart, so the 95,000 is going to be a struggle. The daily chart. So on the daily chart, which means Monday or Tuesday, we need to break, I would say, 92,000 for Monday or Tuesday. We need to break 92,000 Monday or Tuesday for Bitcoin to be back in an uptrend. But the main goal for Bitcoin, it needs to break that 95,000. Once we break that 95,000 for Bitcoin, then people will have a higher sentiment for Bitcoin and say, okay, maybe Bitcoin is going to hit the 100K again. But at 95,000, if it's not broken, it's going to continue to come down and sell off a little bit. The support for Bitcoin is going to be here at the 80,000. That's a far support. That's pretty far from where we're at. We're at 89,000 right now. And we're talking about a support at 80,000. Let me make sure I'm right. Yeah, the support for Bitcoin is right here at the 80, 81,000 area. So people may be hesitant to buy Bitcoin because of that. We're kind of far from the support. Now, if we go to 80,000, we may see a pump on Bitcoin, and it could go from 80,000 and pump back up to about let's see, 85,000. So here's the scenario right here. So if Bitcoin goes to 80,000, we may see a buy the dip situation. If Bitcoin, it'll go to 80,000 and bounce from 80,000 pretty quickly because people are going to buy the dip because there's a strong support 80,000 for Bitcoin. And it's going to go to 80,000 and 85,000. Once it goes to 85,000, there's going to be a test. They're going to say, okay, is this the real deal? Are we going back up to 90,000, 95,000, right? And then if it does, we could see, a boost. It goes back up. And then the 95,000 will be a test. But if it goes to 85,000, after it bounces 80,000, it's going to say, are we going to go up again? If it's a no, then we're going to slowly go back down to 80,000 again. And we're going to be at another test. It's going to say, are we going down more or are we going up? And if it's down more, then we're talking about 70,000 area for Bitcoin. And that's where, Bitcoin is at right now. That's the issue with Bitcoin. And that's I'm not saying it's 100% true, but based on what I'm looking at on the chart and crypto, stock market sentiment, and the economic sentiment, that's what I'm looking at for a game plan for crypto, Bitcoin. I'm not too sure about Ethereum. I don't really look at Ethereum. I look at Bitcoin pretty much because that's the main crypto for everything. Bitcoin, is the key crypto. Everybody trades smart money. Everybody trades. So Bitcoin is the only thing I really look at when it comes to crypto. But yeah, we're down $766. We're down $766 after hours, almost 1%. And if that keeps up, stock market could open up red. Could open up red. Sometimes the stock market and Bitcoin do follow each other. Hello, Hannah. Hannah 3425. Open door. Sure, I'll hit Oracle. Then I'll go to open door. Let's hit Oracle first. Hit Oracle first. And that's the cues. Let's do. Let me slow down. Let me hit this. Boom. There we go. Oracle. All right, here we go. Oracle is kind of crazy. I almost bought Oracle shares a while back because they look really good. A lot of good news for Oracle. But then a lot of bad news came out for Oracle, and that's why we had that drop. 345, and now we're at 189. That's insane. That's really that's really insane if we go from 345 to 185 in such, how many months? September to early December, and that's a big drop. That's a big drop. So Oracle is having issues for sure. That's not a regular drop for Oracle. That's the issue, because when a stock goes down, it's fine. It's fine. It's natural. It's normal. You got to take profit, but this isn't a profit downtrend. This isn't. I will get to open in a second. Everybody who's want to chart, just like the stream. Just hit the like button, the little heart. Hit the likes, and then I'll get a chart for you. Hit the likes, subscribe, and then I'll do a chart for you. Whoever they're requesting a chart. Let me see. See like that? Two little hearts popping up. Just like this screen. Yeah, there we go. I see somebody doing it over there. I see somebody hitting the like button. I see little hearts popping up. But your Oracle is having an issue. It's not a normal sell-off. And because you don't go from 345 to 185. And a normal sell-off would be this. Oracle should have stopped right here at the 270. It should have held here, but it didn't. When it went below 270, it wasn't normal. And then it should have held right. 218. Didn't hold there. So what we're looking at now is the support at Oracle at 180. Looking at support for 180 right there. For the person who said Parth Pate, support you're looking for Oracle is going to be the 180, 182. You may want to get in again or buy more shares, or maybe a call. It depends. It depends on the economic situation. But we do have support at 180, and the next one is going to be at 150. So hopefully we hold at 180, or let's see. There's actually two more support. It's one right here and one right here at the 150. All right, so support 150, support here at the 164. But the one you want to hold is 180, 182. That's the one you're going to want to hold. The thing is, you don't want the AI and tech sector to start selling off, because if it does, it will go below 180. So that's the issue you're going to have for Oracle. But I think Oracle in the long run should do well. But it has to find a support. It can't keep dropping like that. There's a big gap right here going down. So a good scenario, 180, and crawl its way back up. All right, let's go to Open Door Technology. Let's go. So yeah, Open Door Technology is in a kind of like a consolidation phase. That's why I haven't really did a chart on it recently, because we are in a consolidation phase, and the consolidation is right here. It is. Let's see. Let's get an accurate consolidation. I don't want to just put anything on there. So let's get an accurate one. So the support right here for open is right here. So we have support at 612, and then another one at let's see, 562. So Open Door could go down to let's see, what is it, 612 or 562 if the market starts to sell off. If the market starts to sell off in general, like everything is starting to be red, everything is starting to sell off, then open door could go to 612 to 562. But if the market stays steady and doesn't sell off, then we can hold that $6 area, then go back above $7 again. That's where we're looking at now. So resistance for open door is going to be here at the 728, and then another one at 790. And then for a breakout open door move, we need to break this 870. That's what we need for open door. And we're right here, 656. So support 612, support 562, resistance 728, 788, and 869. That's your analysis for open door. A real quick one. And that's the chart, resistance, support. So that is definitely it. Let's go to GPUS real quick. I have resistance support for GPUS for some reason. I must have looked at it a long time ago. I drew some lines on here a long time ago at the 50 cent area. I don't know when I did it, but I drew some lines on here. I must have been looking at it. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, I know what happened. So I guess I looked at GPUS around October. A lot of people were talking about it. And I said, these are the support lines right here and resistance. So the resistance was at 68.73. Support was at 59.55. And as you can see, on October 10th, we broke that support. And it's been all downhill from there. So like, if you saw my video or chart for GPUS and you saw it break this 55 cent and you sold, you would have saved some money, because this was the key support line for GPUS. Once it broke that, that was it. That was it. It tried to come back up again, and then it came back down again. It tried to come back up again, it came back down again. And so let's look at the current support resistance for it. That's the past. Now is the present. So let's forget about that it broke the support. So resistance for GPUS is going to be 33 cents. Support is going to be here at the, was it 26? Let's see, support. Let me bring it down a little bit. 23 cents is support. Resistance 33. We do have a lot of support at the 20 cents. I will say that. We have a lot of support at the 20 cent, 21 cents. So I don't think it's going to go too far below 21. I think it's going to hold the 20 cent area for sure. If GPUS goes below 20 cent, then you have to be careful, watch out, because something's wrong. Because there's a lot of resistance. The lower Bollinger Band on the daily chart is showing huge resistance support. Sorry, the lower Bollinger Band is showing huge support at for GPUS at the 20 cent, the whole 20 cent all the way to 23 cent. So that channel, that price channel, 20 to 23, is showing huge support. So as long as it holds 20 to 23, GPUS should be fine. But if it goes below 20, you got to be careful. That's going to be a huge catalyst to the downside, because that's where it needs to hold. That's where it needs to hold. And that's how these charts and technicals operate. There's certain supports and resistance that you have to hold, right? If you don't hold that support, it's going to go down. It's going to go down. It's just how it is. I had support here, it broke it and went down. Had support here, it broke it and went down. And same thing for resistance. Resistance, when a stock is going up and it can't break the resistance and it tries multiple times, that's a red flag. It just doesn't have enough strength to break that resistance. That's the issue. And it'll come down. And then what happens when it comes down? It'll test that support. Hold the support, we're good to go. Break that support, you gotta watch out. And that's what Oracle did. Oracle did the same thing. Any more questions? Any more questions in the chat? Any more charts? Any more charts? No problem, no problem. But yeah, it's funny though. GPUS, I must have looked at it a while back, and it broke that 50 cent area. Then I was kind of crazy. It went down to 20 cents. We have 7 viewers. Any questions from the 7 viewers? Let's get some likes in here. Some likes, hundreds of likes. Emoji celebration, 100, anything. Get some likes in here so we get more people in here. If I get more people in here asking questions about charts, like new people, then I'll come on live every day. We just need more people in here. It's just hard to do charts when not a lot of people in here because I don't have a lot of requests. But the more people we get in the live channel, I can do charts for hours or pretty much hours because I've been doing charts for a long time. There we go. We got some more activity going on next door and XDR. I covered that a while back. On my last video, Wilson. I'm not sure if you're subscribed to me. Are you subscribed to me, Wilson? If you're subscribed to me, Wilson, I made a video of next door on my previous video. Man, it was pretty correct. It was pretty correct. It was very accurate. I said it was going to go up, but don't be a bag holder because it's going to come down because it's overbought. So if you watched that, you would made some money, and you would have got out in time. You would have got out in time, everybody, because let me just sum up my last video real quick. I'll do it really fast since you mentioned Nextdoor. So Nextdoor is being pumped, right, by what's his name? Eric Jackson. I think it's Eric Jackson. It's being pumped by Eric Jackson. He pumped up Carvana, Open Door, and now he's doing Nextdoor. So is Nextdoor over with? Is it done? I don't think Nextdoor is done. I think it can go up again. I think it will have another rally coming up Nextdoor. Because I know Eric Jackson didn't pump Nextdoor just for 2 days, right? A 2-day profit, a 2-day gain, 1 candlestick pump, 2 candlestick pump, and then it's over. I don't think so. I think Eric Jackson is going to pump this a little bit more. But on my video, I said Nextdoor could go up some more, but it's going to have trouble in the $3 area because when you look at previous history for Nextdoor, it had trouble here. It had trouble around this area from the 278 to 350 area. It had trouble in that area, right? So what happened? It went up to the $3 area and it broke my resistance. I said resistance 350 was going to be the limit. And it hit 372, but only momentarily. It didn't stay up there too long. Netflix. I'll check out Netflix in a second. That's an interesting one too, Netflix. I'll check that one out. So it went to 371 momentarily, and that was it. That was it. 371, it came up and came right back down real quick. And it never seen a light of day again at 371, and it's going to be a while before it does. But I think it will maybe in the future. At least one more time, all right? One more time. But if not 371, then maybe 320. 320 for Nextdoor. So we have a gap here at $2 and between $2 and $2.37. So we're at 245. Let's see. Let me go a little down, a little more. All right, so we have support here at the 220. Let me delete this one. We have support here at the 220 area. And support here at the 237. So that's what you want to hold. You want to hold at 220 or the 237 area for Nextdoor. If it gets bad, then the 209 area for Nextdoor. 209, 220, 237. Those are going to be the areas that you may want to watch for to buy shares or maybe buy a call between 204 to 237 area, right in this area. But if it does go up, we get pumped up tomorrow or Tuesday, you may miss it. Don't know. It's really hard to say, on pumps like this. It's really hard to say, but I'm just showing you the support. After hours, we're up 3.80%. But a nice buy zone would be 208 to 222, and the resistance is going to be 255 and 278, and then another one at 298. Check out Netflix, and then I probably will head out since we starting to lose some viewers. We got 6 viewers now. It was 4, now it's 6. No problem, Wilson. No problem. But yeah, also my last video, if you want to look at it, my previous video, I said that if Nextdoor did go down to the low $2, I probably would also buy some shares or a call because that is a good opportunity. The $2 area for Nextdoor, the low $2. That's what I said in my video, and I haven't done it yet, but I may buy some shares or a call if it stays in that low $2 area. Because for me, I think it's going to test. I think it's going to test that area again. I think it may test this area again right here, between the 278 and $3 area, at some point. I don't know when, but I think it will do one more pump in this area, 278 and $3. Hopefully, it keeps going up more than that, but I think at some point it will test it again. Let's look at Netflix. So Netflix has been struggling, right? After the reverse split, it's been struggling. 134, now it's what, $95? So the support we're looking at for Netflix is going to be at 91.12. Next one is going to be, let's see. Hard to say. It's been pumping like crazy. It pumped from here to there. So the first support is $91 for sure. And the second support, it's like $87. But I'm trying to find another one that's a little bit further away from the 91. I don't really see it that much, but I would just put this here just for reference. Not saying it's going to go there or not, but so $78. And I'm just going to put 87. That's what the chart is showing us. I'm going to put 87. I'm looking for something else down here, the mid 80s, but it's not showing it. But support $91.12. Next one $87. Next one is 78. If it goes to the 78 area, then that's probably going to be a good buy zone. 78. I don't see it going below 78 based on this chart. If it does, 77, but that's not really a big difference. 78, 77. I probably would load up at a $70 area if it goes there. And if it goes lower than that, I'll keep buying more because Netflix is a powerhouse company, streaming company. It's going to go back up eventually. So 78, 87, and 91 support. Let's see if I can find resistance real fast for you. So it's been dumping like crazy. It's just because it's been dumping like crazy, it's hard to find resistance that's nearby. But the first one is going to be $96. But that's not really a good one. Hold on, give me 1 second. Okay, I'll put it there. I'll put $96 to be the first resistance. And the next one is going to be right here at the 104, 105. Let's move it to 107. 105, 107, that's going to be resistance for Netflix. So you have a big gap right here. That's the issue right here. Because it's been dumping so much, it created a big gap right in this area. So you want to break that 107 to be back in business. 97 is going to be the short-term resistance, and the support 91, 87, and then that crazy $78 down here. But yeah, $78, I probably would buy some shares at $78 for sure. That's a strong support there, 78. Not saying it's going to go down there, but it could if the market starts to sell off. When the market sells off, it affects every stock, no matter what sector. Unless it's like, Nestle or something like that, or Coca-Cola, Pepsi, like that. But most of the time it affects every stock, every sector when the market sells off. And what happens is if a stock is already sold off a lot, it'll go even lower. And that's where you find your bargains, right? Say Netflix is at $78 right now, for example, right? And then the market starts to sell off. So the market sell-off is actually going to push Netflix even lower. Even though it shouldn't go lower, it's going to push it lower because the market is selling off. And that's where you find your bargains, right? That's how you get the oversold stocks. Because stocks and companies' shares are getting pushed lower than they should be. And that's how you found the bargains during the pandemic. Stocks went down lower than they should be because of panic selling, and people made a lot of money. People bought the low on everything during pandemic, and it made hundreds of thousands of dollars. Millionaires were made during that sell-off, during the pandemic. So the market does sell off, and look for those stocks that are kind of already oversold because they're going to get pushed lower, and those are going to be the bargain plays right there. All right, everybody, thanks for sticking around. I only have 5 viewers in here, so thanks for sticking around. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the participation in the comments. And I'll see you next time. Like I said, if more people come to the live chat, I'll go live every day. and we'll look at charts. So let's hope more people come, the next time I go live, so we can go even longer. Take care, everybody. Have a good night. Have a good Sunday night. Enjoy your Sunday. And I don't know if football is on. Maybe football is on. Sunday night football. Enjoy your football. All right. Take care, everybody.